When I first heard the phrase, the first 100,000 is the hardest, I brushed it off. But the more I lived, worked, and saved, the more I realized just how true it is. The first 100,000 isn't just about money. It's proof that your habits work and that you can truly build wealth. I felt the frustration of thinking, how do I get ahead when expenses eat up my paycheck? But hitting that first 100,000 shows everything changes. If I could start over, I'd focus on 3 things: building my earning engine, defending my castle, and letting compounding work its magic. I fell into the trap of thinking, I just need to cut back more, but raising my income would be far more effective. Sitting in my tiny apartment, I realized if I could just add 10 or 15% to my income every year, it would multiply much faster. I asked for a raise by presenting my accomplishments. My hands were shaking, but it worked. That one conversation was worth more than a year of saving. Not mastering one thing deeply, but stacking skills makes you versatile. Even if you're not the best, combining different abilities adds value. Combining average skills often yields greater outcomes than having just one exceptional skill. This lesson has been crucial in my journey. Many who succeed financially often have side hustles. One friend washed driveways and earned an extra $1,000 each month without big risks. Another friend flipped cheap furniture on Facebook Marketplace. Buying low, enhancing, and selling high proved profitable without glamour. These stories highlight how consistency and creativity can lead to financial growth. You don't need a fancy degree to succeed. Income is the engine that fuels everything else, but defending the castle is just as critical. Here's where I learned my hardest lessons. I started thinking of my money like water in a bucket. The more I poured in, the more it leaked out through tiny holes. A subscription here, a forgotten trial there, nights eating out I barely remembered. I was spending on things I didn't even use. The shift from a 12% savings rate to 22% was empowering. My accounts filled up twice as fast without lifestyle changes. Debt was like a fire, especially credit card debt. The day I decided to stop minimum payments felt liberating. Every dollar I wasn't paying in interest was a dollar working for me instead of against me. That's true financial defense. The real trick was automation. I stopped relying on discipline alone, having money moved into savings automatically. No temptation, no debating whether I felt like saving this month. It was just gone, working behind the scenes. Defense wasn't about living like a monk. It was about protecting my gains so they could grow. Now let's talk about compounding. Here's a story that convinced me to take it seriously. 2 sisters, Lily starts investing $200 a month for 10 years, then stops. Jade waits until she's 32. Guess who ends up with more? Lily, for starting early and giving her money time to grow. When I bought my first index fund, it felt boring, but boring is what builds wealth. I think of index funds as the Toyota Corolla of investing, reliable and steady. Realizing my employer offered free money through a match was a game changer. $100 contributed by me doubled to $200. That's compounding before compounding begins. Divide 72 by your annual return, and you'll see how long it takes your money to double. At 8%, it's 9 years. It takes discipline and patience to reach that first 100,000. But after that, it doubles much faster. There was a guy who worked nights at a gas station. He saved and invested diligently, even with a modest job. His habits made the difference. If I were starting from zero today, I'd create a zero-based budget, making sure every dollar has a job. No miscellaneous expenses. I'd list my debts from smallest to largest and attack the first one. At the same time, I'd start a side hustle to boost income. By month 2, I'd take that extra income and push all of it into either killing the next debt or padding my savings. I wouldn't let the momentum stop there. I'd look at every subscription and recurring charge, asking if it truly added value. Whatever didn't make the cut, I'd cut. I'd reassess my job situation. Where's the raise hiding? Maybe it's a certification, documenting wins, or switching to a better company. By month 3, I'd open a brokerage account. I'd buy my first slice of an index fund to start rewiring my identity. I will set up an automatic transfer for investing, making it routine. Every month, I'd refine my budget and look for more income streams. By the end of year 1, I'd expect to have $20,000 tucked away. Year 2, $50,000. By year 4 or 5, that compounding snowball starts to feel unstoppable. The debt is gone, income streams are sturdier, and investments are working for me while I sleep. Steady, intentional action always beats waiting for the perfect plan. What really makes this journey powerful is not just the numbers, it's the mindset. I saw money as a muscle that needed consistent training. Every time I saved or invested, I was putting in another rep. The stronger it got, the easier everything else became. The stress started to fade, late-night worry softened, and arguments about money got quieter. A steady sense of control began to grow. Freedom, which once felt like a distant dream, started to feel real, almost tangible, like something I could actually hold in my hands. Let me tell you, it is possible. The first 100,000 is the hardest, but it's also the most important. You'll never look at money the same way again. Wealth isn't about luck or genius. It's about motion, discipline, and time. It's about building your engine and letting compounding do its work. Picture yourself a few years from now, checking your account, seeing those 6 figures, shoulders lighter, confidence higher, freedom closer. That moment is worth every small sacrifice, every tough choice, every dollar redirected. And the snowball only gets bigger from there. Stick around. I'll show you the steps, habits, and mindset shifts that make financial freedom inevitable. Hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me your current savings goal. The journey starts with a choice, and today, you get to make yours.